Hi guys, Limbo here. For your first lesson in the SCG bombing course, you're going to need to destroy tanks with bombing. And destroying tanks with bombs is not that easy. You need to be both very precise and very accurate. And to achieve this, it's going to require a lot of practice. You need to get a feel for how different variables can affect your bomb placement. If you're coming in at a steeper angle, you're going to be dropping at a different time than when you come in from a flatter angle. If you're coming in at a faster speed, you're going to have to be dropping sooner than if you're coming in at a slower speed. And the only way to kind of get a feel for how these variables will affect your bomb placement is to practice over and over and over again to get good consistency. And one analogy that I like to think of about bombing is, shooting free throws in basketball. To become a good free throw shooter in basketball, you have to practice free throws over and over and over again to achieve both the accuracy and the precision to get a high percentage of baskets made. And I think bombing is very similar to that. So you have to be willing to put the time in on their practice range to get good. And I encourage everybody to practice as much as they can to achieve good bombing accuracy. Now, one thing that I like to do to help with my own consistency is to use a fixed view when I drop my bombs. And on the screen here, you can see the fixed view that I like to use. I like to place my target reticle such that the horizontal line is very near to the top of the glass pane there. And I like to, on the vertical bar, I like to have the end point of it be just above the sunshade line. And I use this view every single time I drop a bomb. And I feel because my head placement is always exactly the same, that helps me become much more consistent in my bombing. And what I like to do, especially when I'm low and slow and making these multiple passes, on on a field of tanks or a column of tanks, is use this view and drop when the tank passes just on the yellow line. So I'd like to demonstrate that now. So I'm coming in here, I line up the tank and drop right there. And direct hit. I think that bomb hit perfectly. So I'll show you my next pass. Okay, so I went into my view here. Did a poor job of lining up quickly here, but this is a bigger bomb, so I can be a little sloppier. And I dropped just as the tank hit the yellow mark. So if you don't know how to set up a fixed view, and this only works for people that are not using VR, they're using 2D, in the description below, I'll post a link to Requiem's tutorial on how to make it so that when you hit a key, your view is exactly the same. I use fixed views for all types of situations. Now for these 50 kg bombs on the wings, they're very wide out there, so you have to have a little bit of an offset. I use that first mark as an offset. Drop. And that was close enough to get that hit. The 50 kg bombs, it really needs to land on or right next to the tank to get the kill. The good thing though is that if you're off a little bit with those bombs, you can come in with the second one and usually finish it off, even if your second bomb is not super precise. Okay, I just want to show you one more drop here. So this bomb's going to come off my right wing, so I need to line up using the right mark on the horizontal bar. Okay, I'm lined up there, I'm coming straight in. And right when it hits that yellow mark, I'm going to drop. Drop! So, that's how I do it. you're going to have to develop your own technique to see what works for you, and you're going to have to practice, this a decent amount if you want to become a good tank killer. Now, I don't have much to say about the strafing. I feel like H's video covered that pretty well. You're going to have to be very calm and have very precise shooting into the turret of the light tanks to kill them with your 20 millimeter cannon. And then finally, for the second mission, you're going to be bombing with a moderately strong wind, 7 meters per second. And I want you to practice getting a feel for what it's like when you have a crosswind when you're bombing. Wind is a bitch, and it will throw your plane around. It'll make it much more difficult to hit the tank targets. And to really compensate for the wind, you either need to be directly going into it or with it to get any kind of precision. Now, it's not always possible when you're, on a server like TAW, you're not paying attention what the wind is and you're getting pushed around a little bit. It's still good to kind of figure out how to compensate a little bit, at least with the bigger bombs to get those tank kills. To compensate for the crosswind, I want you to practice with that. Get a feel for how the crosswind affects you. And I think that's all I have to say. Good luck. If you're struggling with this, contact me and I'll try to figure out what you might be doing wrong. Good luck.